I'm sorry. I think we should hear the guest speaker first. I'm sorry. So, Mr. Chairman, I'll leave that with you. Actually, you know it needs no introduction. Honorable James Adjei-Boateng is the Deputy Minister for Information.
Thank you very much.
Who was actually one of us before?
That's a statement of fact. Mr. Chairman, Mr. President of the Ghana Journalists Association, UN Resident Coordinator, the Secretary General of the Ghana Trades Union Congress, representative of sponsors, practitioners, friends, other media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me, as a practitioner, also seize the opportunity to acknowledge the efforts of all the many distinguished souls who have departed the surface of our planet for their toil and sacrifices which has led to this day. May we also be outstanding for a minute in acknowledgement of their sacrifices. May their souls rest in perfect peace. I'd like to first and foremost point out that the Honorable Minister for Information, Honorable Fred Bafu, would have loved to be here. Unfortunately, he's attending to another equally important assignment, so he's unable to be here. On a day like this, I'd like to seize the opportunity to congratulate particularly the media for its role in the national development effort. It is true, oftentimes we hear sometimes negative stories about the media, but it is also a statement of the fact that there are many distinguished persons in the media who continue to keep the efforts, or who continue to expand the frontiers of journalism. And I think that on a day as special as this, we need to single them out and salute them. On behalf of the government, I'd like to also assure the media of government commitment to deepening press freedom, as well as widening the space for practitioners to carry out their professional activity. Government, Mr. Chairman, will soon put before Parliament a broadcasting bill to standardize the industry and increase professionalism. Government is also committed to the training of media practitioners through the Media Development Fund, which would be through the Media Development Fund. And as of now, we have been holding consultations with stakeholders on the way forward in terms of the capacity requirements of practitioners, as well as accessibility and methods of disbursement for this fund. Typical of this government, we will also be committed to the running of an open, transparent, and accountable process and accountable governance, so as to deepen the democratic environment. Let all of us as practitioners jealously protect and respect the ethics of media practice in order to promote a good and responsible media. It appears, Mr. Chairman, that everything is said and done in the media in the name of media freedom without a corresponding duty to be responsible for what is channeled by practitioners. That obviously is worrying, and particularly for election year 2012. Finally, I'd like to say that let all of us be reminded that Ghana is the only country that we have. We must, therefore, desist from using hate speech, inflammatory and abusive language and intemperate language, ethnicity, and any act or conduct calculated to breach the peace in our country as we go into election 2012. Long live the GJ, long live press freedom. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Minister. So I'll now go to the statement by members of the family, stakeholders as we have it in the program. But before I do that, we have, they are not stakeholders in a way, but they are friends of the family. And I'm here referring to Madame Jim Clark from the U.S. Embassy. She's a press attaché, and she's here to join us. Thank you very much for coming. So we can roll. The Ghana National Commission for UNESCO. I'm sure you know the UN agencies in UNESCO that will tell you press freedom is seated on their lap. So let me invite the Secretary General, Madame Charity Amamon, to give us a short message. 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. MC. Mr. Chairman, Honorable Deputy Minister for Information, the Resident Representative of the United Nations, the representative of the Director, UNESCO Accra Cluster Office, President and members of the Ghana Journalists Association, stakeholders in the media field, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The Ghana National Commission for UNESCO wishes to join other stakeholders to celebrate the World Press Freedom Day today. The National Commission for UNESCO is the link between the government of Ghana and UNESCO. Mr. Chairman, every 3rd May, the World Press Freedom Day is observed in accordance with the 1991 Winter Declaration of the Joint Conference between UNESCO and the UN Department of Public Information that was held in Windhoek, Namibia. As the United Nations agency with a mandate to promote freedom of expression, UNESCO has ensured along the years that this day is celebrated for several reasons. And to add on to what has already been said by previous speakers, the day wishes to remind governments, parliamentarians, and other decision makers of the need to guarantee and respect freedom of expression and press freedom, to rally support for the media in respect of press freedom, and to remember journalists who have lost their lives in the exercise of the profession. And this we have done over and over this morning. We acknowledge UNESCO's efforts in continuing to promote human development and security, enhancing the building of stronger democracies and the strengthening of national media structures. Here in Ghana, we recognize UNESCO's assistance over the years aimed at building the capacity of the Ghana Journalists Association, strengthening community radio stations and multimedia centers like Radio Peace in Winneba, Radio Universe at Legon, Ada Community Radio, community multimedia centers at Sogakofe and Ejumako, as well as Bimbela Peace Media. These have aided the dissemination of vital community programs and education to as many local communities as possible. We urge UNESCO to continue strengthening factors within the media to help ensure that good governance continues to prevail in our country. This year's theme for the celebration, Media Freedom Has the Power to Help Transform Societies, is indeed appropriate as we all together strive to build a knowledgeable and informed society in our nation. The media in Ghana has often been described as one of the most unfettered in Africa. This is admirable for the growth of democracy and social transformation. Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, history, however, tells us that mismanagement of information and freedom can cause the world more harm than good. As previous speakers have noted, inasmuch therefore as we support the need for a free press that seeks positive social transformation for our peoples, we should all agree that freedom goes with the tag of responsibility. Peace is priceless. So is healthy responsibility. The two, put side by side, cannot be compromised in any way. It is therefore our expectation that media practitioners in Ghana will keep this in mind as a constant reminder of the celebration of the World Press Freedom Day. On this note, we congratulate all media professionals in Ghana, Africa, and elsewhere on the globe for every good piece of work done, and wish them all a very happy celebration. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Madam. I know she was going to exceed the 3 minutes. UNESCO can be very passionate when it comes to the media. Thank you very much. May I now invite no other than Brother Ifya Samoa, the TUC Secretary General. These days we've grown even much closer because, as you know, the GJ is trying to form a union, and he's been advising us. So, but don't tell them.
Thank you. Corporate Chairman and Chairman of the NMC, Honorable Deputy Minister, Corporate President and Leadership of the EDA, comrades, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On the occasion of the 2012 World Press Freedom Day, I bring to you from Lima very warm felicitations and a message of goodwill and solidarity to all the media in Ghana. TUC salutes men and women of the media for their hard work and endurance and spirit of sacrifice as we contribute to the development of Ghana. The TUC acknowledges the heroism of many of you who continue to give up your best in very trying moments. As we prepare for this year's national elections, presidential and parliamentary, the TUC will expect the mass media to live up to their responsibilities of fair and objective reportage of political news and events during the run-up to the elections to enable citizens to make informed choices. As our recent experiences and experiences elsewhere have shown, vigilant, impartial, and objective media do play a very important role in ensuring free and fair elections that express the will of the people. Together with you and other civil society organizations, we have a crucial role to play as watchdogs of the people's interests and in raising our voices against any untoward development that might undermine the integrity of the December elections. It's important that we ensure that the political parties do not mislead citizens and create a siege mentality among their members and followers by any suggestion that the December elections are a matter of life and death. TUC would like to take this opportunity also to caution and ask all media people, editors, presenters, talk shows particularly, and so-called commentators to exercise restraint and be circumspect in their utterances and statements. Avoid hate speech and incitement to violence cannot be justified under the banner of free expression, and all journalists should be guided by your own ethical principles and professional standards. The democracy we in Labour envisage for Ghana, of which we are part as individuals and as working people, is characterized by respect for the Constitution, the rule of law, multi-party system of government, universal adult suffrage, respect for the views of the minority, true separation of powers, with special reference to the independence of the judiciary and parliament, freedom of the media, free and fair and regular elections, freedom of expression, and respect for the rights of workers, including the right to form and join a union of one's choice, and collectively bargain to improve working conditions. And this leads me to the issue of the unionization of the DJ to help promote improved working and living conditions for journalists. Media freedom is facilitated by improved working conditions. Media freedom should be underpinned by improved working and living conditions. On the occasions of the World Press Freedom Day, Labour wishes to draw attention to poor working conditions of media men and women, particularly in the private sector. To understand that some of them even earn less than the minimum wage. So as you let people or learners know about what is going wrong in other parts of the country, be interested in promoting your own working conditions as well. And to this end, we urge the DJ to go forward with this march to unionization. We are convinced that that is the only way it can help to promote the working conditions of media men and women. Let me restate the TUC's commitment to the passage of the right to information law and the broadcasting law. The minister assured us that something is on the way. He didn't mention the other one. We are all waiting for that as a way of promoting press freedom in Ghana. Thank you for that.
Thank you, big brother. When my brother was talking about wages, there's a lady here who was once with us, and she saw the grass greener there. She's called Cynthia, and so she jumped there. But you know, we all cannot jump to the greener side. So thank you, brother. We will continue to march. Let me now invite the most important resource when you mention broadcasting. The frequency people, they are here. Our brothers from NCA. I know, again, someone who was once with us, but also jumped to the greener side. Mauli Zomelo from National Communication Authority, who has the honors of saying something on behalf of the National Communication Authority. John.
Mr. Chairman, Ambassador Kavalde, Honorable Deputy Minister, Resident Rep. Well, I'm still part of the association, of the fraternity. It's not green, it's brown. Really. And when I talked to my brother right yesterday, he didn't give me
no, I'm assuming
that I will call upon. Otherwise, I would have asked permission to say a few things because for some time now, we've been receiving all manner of calls from people. Have you heard this broadcast? And what are people doing? Why won't you people go and take the frequency away from them? And we ask question, do you know the law? When you ask, do you know the law? We come to the realization that this country is at the stage where press freedom is respected and appreciated. As I said, I didn't know I'd be called upon. But during one of my journalistic rounds, I entered the Presbyterian Church of Ghana to cover an assignment. And I was greeted with a song, and it was simply what I do, what I say, does it benefit, does it go to the glory of God? Because I'm sure anybody who is a Presbyterian would know this hymn. The august gentlemen and ladies here have talked a lot about rights and responsibilities. I guess all you beautiful and handsome people here know what our rights and responsibilities as media practitioners are. If we observe our rights and responsibilities, nobody can take them away from us. We know the high standards that have been set